Hello, my name is Dakota. I'm 123ABC573. I'm saying that pretty fast, but I am doing a response to this video because it sort of makes me laugh that some people are so biased on one thing as the bias on the other. I am a Christian. I am a Southern Baptist. Um, that's what we decide ourselves as. We are Christians. We are Southern Baptists. What denomination are you? We put ourselves in categories. Why can't we have a general view on a category of our own? We can. People want to decipher science and religion. It's two different things. Sometimes they are. Honestly, sometimes they are. But sometimes they aren't. Um, this video is going to be a little long, probably as my last one. Right now I'm going to jump into Genesis right now, and I'm going to explain to you my theory and my thoughts on creation and evolution, how they can be the same thing by not being the same thing sometimes. In the Bible it says there's 7 days. God created the world and everything on it in 7 days. The creation says, not creation, evolution says we're spurred on from another species that has been before that one, and the species before that one, and that evolved into that, and this evolved into that. That's generally what that is. Um, you can totally respond to me if I'm wrong on that part, but hear me out. In the first day, it says, uh, God was hovering over the earth. It was formless and it was empty. Empty of life, it says. Empty of every living thing. This takes you back to the theory of, well, not the theory, but the actual event when the earth was formed. Where it was molten rock. It was really just moving around like mercury. It was just blah. It was formless. It was empty. No living thing could live on it. There was volcanoes. There was all these weird things going on. Um, but then, on the first day in the Bible, it says, God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God said it was good, and He separated the light from darkness, and called the light day, and the darkness He called night. And there was evening, and there was morning on the first day. That has no relation to what I just said, but let's go into the second day. Okay, the second day. God said, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water." And so God made a vault that separated water under the vault. Oh, separated the water under the vault and the water above it. And it was so. God called the vault sky. And then there was evening and there was morning on the first day. Um, let's get into something. Day is a very generic term. Um, Day is a period of time, not set aside by a period of time. It says there was a morning and there was an evening. There was an opening of an era and there was a closing of an era. So here we're having the moment where volcanoes were outgassing, and this time was constant change, and finally those things clicked to create a atmosphere. There was enough argon. There was why I don't know why I said argon, but there was enough nitrogen. There was enough carbon. There was enough hydrogen. There was a whole bunch of array of different things to create an atmosphere, and that was the vault. The vault was the sky. On the third day, He said, "Let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees in the land that bear fruit with seed with it, according to their various kinds." And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed according to the kinds, their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed in according to their kinds. And God saw it was good. He saw it was good, and there was evening. There was an evening and a morning on the third day. This is where it gets a little flippy flop, There was an evening and a morning. Okay, there was two different yeah. But here you have that atmosphere. That comes from atmosphere causes something to happen. Uh, that causes plants. sun, there's carbon dioxide from uh, volcanoes. Um, there might have been water at this point. I do not know this far, but that gives you the idea that these these days are periods of time where a long time has happened, a really long time, millions and millions of years, um, to create this point. On the fourth day, on the fourth day, God created two giant lights, the sun and the moon, which those were there for a while. They were there for a very long time. They were there when the Earth was still molten. In a theory I like to use, there was a rock flying through space, hit the Earth. The things incinerated. Other things flew off. But then when it was spinning, it flipped off another piece, and it got caught in the orbit, and it created our moon. Because that's why the moon is so similar to Earth. That's my opinion on that matter. Um, so, yeah. On the fifth day, uh, God created sea creatures, and He created winged birds, and He said, "Go forth and be fruitful and multiply." And at this point, that is very, very substantial. First, you have sea life. Sea life, which was the first thing in another theory I know of. You getting where I'm going here? It's a very familiar thing. Um, so now you have sea creatures, and now you have birds like Archaeopteryx, blah blah blah. You can put anything in that category. Um, Day 6, he saw the living creatures were good. He created livestock. He created wild animals. Now you're getting to the scene where things start moving out of the ocean, and things start evolving, and they start becoming new things. Like now you have wolves, you have dire wolves, you have the uh, bears, you have all these ancient animals that you can have. You can have dinosaurs, you can have anything. I don't care. He says there's creatures. He's not he's not specific at a point until later in this passage that he says he makes livestock, and he saw it was good. Yeah. So there you have this point where things are evolving now. Things are actually taking on form, and they're on land, and they are called creatures, and they're livestock now. I have no problem with the theory that we're from like a bipedal and then like a quadruped. I have no problem with that. I'm a human being. You're a human being watching this, and it's very amazing how we can be so different. But where people get thrown off is God creates man, Adam. He picks him up from the clay, molds him, and breathes the breath of life into him. Yeah, that's a very confusing thing. I do not have a full answer to that, but it says in my belief he was breathing the life. There's man we know is there. Man, not a Homo erectus or, you know, so there's my views on creation versus evolution. Why can't they be the same thing? So, my name is Dakota. I hope you enjoyed this. Um, if you're a very religious person watching this, please watch my vlogs. I am going through a year in God's footsteps, trying to be a better person. If you're not on my in a religious person, I don't care. Come on. I have different vlogs that I rant about abortion. I rant about things that are happening that are real things. I don't like to go into fantasy land all the time. I'm not one of those crazy people from like those weird Methodist church. No, I'm not picking on Methodist people. There's a church down south that are like, oh, U.S. soldiers are homosexuals or something. Just weird stuff coming out of their mouths. I'm not one of those people, so please enjoy my theory. Thank you. Have a good day. This is 123 ABC 573 logging out. Peace.